Hello there, it's nationwide. Happy Children's Day to our children all over the world. I am Ogochukwu Ona. You're welcome. As the nation celebrates the 2025 Children's Day, President Bola Tinubu says the administration will prioritize child protection and their well-being under the renewed hope agenda. This, he says, includes the full implementation of National Plan of Action on Ending Violence Against Children, which was recently launched.
That the administration is committed to every Nigerian child and is taking decisive steps to prevent, dictate, and respond to all forms of violence against children. It further adds that the government has initiated a comprehensive review of the Child's Rights Act 2003, already passed into law in the 36 states. It is in alignment with the Renew Hope agenda, which is aimed at implementing proactive measures to strengthen existing efforts to support families and communities, including developing a robust institutional framework focused exclusively on child protection and development to ensure greater accountability in safeguarding the rights and well-being of every Nigerian child. The President says the administration has introduced a national policy on safety, security, and violence-free schools, as well as developed guidelines for schools administrators, among several other measures embedded in social-emotional training of teachers. Though the National Commission for Almajiri and Out-of-School Children, the government has created exclusive pathways for every child to learn, thrive, and succeed regardless of background. To this end, President Tinubu has launched a nationwide See Something, Say Something, Do Something campaign to encourage every Nigerian to become a child protection champion.
And similarly, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu wants all Nigerians to take an active stand against bullying, teaching their children that strength lies in compassion, while true leadership begins with looking out for one another. The call is in our message marking this year's Children's Day celebration. She says the theme of the day, Stand Up, Building a Bullying-Free Generation, speaks to shared responsibility to protect and empower the young hearts and minds who represent the promise of Nigeria's future. Harping on the need for every child to grow up in an environment that is safe, supportive, and free from fear, the First Lady frowns at bullying, whether in schools, communities, or online, noting that it leaves lasting wounds that hinder a child's emotional, social, and academic development. And also, the Nigerian children are the heartbeats of the nation, and as such, there must be a renewed commitment to their education, opening more doors for them to acquire requisite knowledge and skills needed to guarantee a good future. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, where she inaugurated the Agile Additional Financing Project and the Agile Games Award ceremony as part of the celebrations marking this year's Children's Day in the country.
I am pleased to learn that Agile Project is significantly contributing to reducing the burden of out-of-school children in our communities by increasing secondary school enrollment among adolescent girls in Nigeria. It is on the strength of the impact of the project that is now being extended to 14 new states through additional financing, bringing the total of Agile benefiting states to 21 nationwide. I congratulate the 14 new states for being part of this laudable initiative.
While highlighting their expectations, the First Lady notes that children equally have responsibilities, even at their tender age.
Our girls in rural communities. This program is to provide 1 year's supply of disposable sanitary pads to our adolescent girls to support them to remain in school during their menstrual cycle.
As we honor our children today, let us remember, no child should be forced to choose between safety and school, between culture and dignity, We owe them more, and through Agile and through our actions at state level, we are beginning to deliver on that program.
And to the Nigerian children, our change makers, our hope, rest assured that you're seen, you're heard, and you're valued.
She later joined the children in cutting the 2025 anniversary cake. And also, Nigerian children are joining the world in celebrating Children's Day, a day set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to promote the welfare and rights of children. Ngozi Technical reports on the progress made in promoting children's rights and welfare, highlighting the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for the young ones.
In Nigeria, Children's Day is celebrated on May 27, a tradition since 1964, focusing on promoting children's welfare and rights. Despite efforts to promote their rights, many Nigerian children face challenges such as poverty, limited access to quality education, healthcare, and security issues. However, there is hope. Various initiatives are on the way to improve their lives, with government and organizations working tirelessly to ensure a better future for the next generation.
Many girls want to be here, but I don't think it's everybody that has the opportunity to be in a science school.
Not everyone has the access. I am in this school because my parents have paid the monies necessary. Okay, what of the girls in the villages? What of the girls in those local government areas?
We come together as a bloc, to speak as a bloc, and to also find a path towards ensuring that our children on the African continent are well protected.
But Nigeria particularly, we have ratified conventions that prohibit violence against children, especially child labor.
12-year-old Aisha shares her thoughts on what she hopes for on this special day and beyond. Her view echoed by many others.
I want the Children's Day to be celebrated when all children will be happy. They'll never forget the day, and fun like other games, going to some parks or traveling somewhere.
What I like most about Children's Day is the fact that they're celebrating all children, and they also want children to be happy, to feel important, and to know that their rights will never be violated, but will always be promoted. Children's Day is like being fun, and you'll be happy, and you'll be super, super excited.
As Nigerians celebrate Children's Day, stakeholders emphasize the need to honor the resilience and potential of Nigerian children. The call is to work together to create a society that values, protects, and empowers our young ones. In Abuja, Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
Prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV, that is PMTCT, remains one of the most effective strategies in ending pediatric HIV in the country. The Director General, National Agency for the Control of AIDS, Dr. Temitokpe Ilori, said this as Nigeria joins the 2025 International Children's Day. The NACA boss, in a message, notes that Children's Day is a reminder for stakeholders to do everything within their power to protect the next generation by ensuring that every pregnant woman has access to early testing and, if positive, put on treatment and continuous care throughout pregnancy, delivery, and breastfeeding. Nigeria, she observes, has made important strides in expanding PMTCT services, but gaps remain, and these gaps are widened by stigma and discrimination that discourage women from seeking care. She reaffirms NACA's commitment to safeguarding the health and future of Nigerian children by strengthening efforts to eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV. Now, if the country must overcome some of the socio-economic challenges, education of young people at all levels must be prioritized. This is part of the message from the Director General of the National Orientation Agency as the country celebrates Children's Day. Let's get details from Kenneth Nanim.
Acquiring education is the right of every child, but unfortunately, Many children have been denied this right for various reasons of which they are not responsible for. To remind the government and relevant stakeholders of the responsibility to ensure that every child acquires education and other basic needs of life is the essence of this forum, which is at the instance of the National Orientation Agency.
The message is build Nigerians through education so that they can build themselves and build the country.
As voices get louder in this hall, so unanimous they are on the need to pay adequate attention on the children to enable them realize their dreams.
Enhancing the total well-being of children entails going beyond academics. It involves addressing physical health, mental resilience, emotional strength, and social integration.
Every child is precious, full of potential, and worthy of protection and opportunity.
Some of the children are already in the know of their potential and prospects in life.
Education is not a scam. In fact, education opens doors to many opportunities. Through education, you can become an engineer, a doctor, or even a teacher.
I want parents to make every kind of child to go to school, even if it's not their own child, but somebody's child who's staying with them.
As a student, I pledged that I will never become wayward, and I will try to be useful in society, and I will always be patriotic.
And what lies in the honors to get them come to friction. As they ask for a little push to get to the top, they are also making a case for their mates who are out of school. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
It was an historic moment today at the Senate as the Red Chamber hosted children in the Red Chamber in commemoration of the 2025 Children's Day. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, in an address, pledged that the Senate will create enabling environments to support the growth and well-being of children. And the Senate has also received President Tinubu's request seeking approval for the 2025-2026 external borrowing plan. In other requests, President Tinubu asked the lawmakers to approve the raising of forex in the domestic market for investment in critical sectors, as well as issuing of federal government's bond to settle outstanding pension liabilities worth 757.9 billion naira under the contributory pension scheme. We'll bring you details of these reports in our subsequent bulletin. And now, to celebrate the National Children's Day, the House of Representatives suspended its rules to allow a student of Government Secondary School, Kuje, Abuja, Lawal Sani, preside over plenary as pro tem Speaker. Speaker of the House, Abbas Tajuddin, temporarily vacated his seat for the youngster to exercise the power of the gavel on a motion concerning children's welfare.
I will implore you to give him maximum cooperation, because the power of the gavel he will hold will not even spare the DS if he misbehaves. So I'm just putting a warning to all of you. Thank you so much, our shadow speaker. I hope you not declare my seat vacant after taking over.
The House also received President Tinubu's request seeking legislative approval for a new external borrowing plan for 2025 and 2026. The proposed borrowing are $21.54 billion, 2.19 billion euros, and 15 billion Japanese yen, and a 65 million euros grant. In separate letters read on the House floor by Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, the President also sought legislative approval of a $2 billion foreign currency bond program, as well as issuance of federal government bonds to the tune of 757.9 billion naira to settle outstanding pension liabilities. All right, still talking children's matter as Nigerians mark Children's Day, an annual celebration which honors and appreciates the country's future generation. The Child Rights Act's need for its full implementation comes to mind. God's Power Iregbu examines the domestication of the act in Rivers State as a crucial tool in promoting children's welfare, rights and well-being. This report is here presented.
Day is celebrated annually on May 27 to honor children and raise awareness about concerns for their well-being. It also serves as a time to reflect on the plight of the many children who are denied basic rights and opportunities, including access to education, child labor, abuse, molestation, as well as inadequate health care.
Buy school things or something for children. Let us use it in our college to learn.
It should make us feel happy. You should provide children playthings, children playground for children to enjoy themselves.
The child is first amongst equals. That is to say, amongst in the family, the right of the child is supreme. It is quite saddening that the child is not given his due right per se in the society.
Experts emphasize that Children's Day should go beyond festivities, rather focusing on prioritizing critical issues affecting children. A day like this is a powerful reminder for collective action by working together. Observers say governments, organizations, and individuals can work in a more concerted way to create a more just and equitable world for the children. In Port Harcourt, Ifoma Umesa, NTA News.
All right, and Kingsley Amajiri is joining us live from Port Harcourt for more on the 2025 Children's Day celebration. Hello, Kingsley. Happy Children's Day to you. So tell us more on what Rivers State is doing to promote children's welfare and rights, especially as the state joins the global community to mark the day.
Of course, I would like to welcome you to Port Harcourt, across parts of the city and in the various local government areas. It is a beehive of activities, from the government institutions to the private organizations. Various stakeholders organize different events today to mark the 2025 Children's Day. And in the heart of these key players, the key interest or concern they are advocating is that whatsoever the society is doing, individual or collectively, the interest of the children should be paramount. And of course, this is as encapsulated in the Child Rights Act, which has, of course, been domesticated here in Rivers State. And giving the children brighter future, of course, is one key advocacy many are canvassing across various sectors of the economy, from education to health to social inclusion, and of course, driving to other side of the society. The advocacy is that the interests of the children should be key. And I would say that here, as we went around parts of Port Harcourt, we saw children in their numbers troop out to mark this day. Here I have some young Nigerian children who are also part of today's engagement. I would like to bring Jennifer. Let's get the feel of how Jennifer felt today, and of course her thought on what the Nigerian authorities and other critical stakeholders should do to give Nigerian children better future. Jennifer, let's get your thought. How did you feel about today's Children's Day?
I felt very good. Today was a very good day. I had a lot of fun, enjoyed, laughed, made merry. It was okay, it was good.
All right, if I may ask, what do you think the Nigerian authorities and critical stakeholders could do differently to give Nigerian children a better future?
I would like the government to provide education schools, especially in the local areas where parents can't afford school fees. So I would like the government to build schools, employ good teachers to also tutor them, to give them good educations. And also, I would like the government to make the education free in these local areas, because the people can't afford the school fees.
All right, I will hear from Jennifer. I want to add that one other advocacy people are also also canvassing is functional education at a time that we are having digital literacy and development of skills such that when Nigerian children come out of the school system, they could fend for them and contribute meaningfully towards societal development. It's back to you.
Thank you, Kingsley, and of course to Jennifer there, who is telling governments that they need more schools in the rural areas. That's a very good, agitation. Thank you. And now back here, President Bola Tinubu has commended the strategic vision and plans of the Southeast Development Commission designed to enhance the renewed hope agenda for development in the region. The president expressed satisfaction after he was briefed by the managing director of the commission, Mark Okoye, on the activities of the commission in its first 100 days of inauguration. The Managing Director, Southeast Development Commission, one of the agencies established for regional development, revealed that the Commission has mapped out a 7-point plan to contribute to the growth of the southeastern part of the country. He highlighted the major programs to include security intervention, agro-development, economic and industrialization scheme, venture capital program, housing and sports development.
We have broadly around 7 to 8 major programs. One of them is the Southeast Security Intervention Program, where we'll be working closely with the host governments to see how we can support for a more secure Southeast. Because only when there's improved security, then you can start layering on development and investment and economic opportunities for them young people. The second is which Mr. President quite liked a lot, was the agro development program, where we aim to develop over 50,000 hectares of land over the next 4 years. But I think the Southeasterners will be getting perhaps one of the big announcements that hadn't been done perhaps since the 60s, something that will catalyze the real sector and the industrialization space within the Southeast. All approved by Mr. President, but he will be announcing that on his own time.
All right, we'll be having more on the 2025 Children's Day celebration as we link up with Awal in Lagos. Hello, Awal. What's happening there?
Yogo Chukuka. As Nigeria celebrates Children's Day, the need to take action in securing a better future that encourages their development and empowerment has again been emphasized. Your Reach Out station, NTA 2 Lagos Network Center, also joined in escalating the voice of the Nigerian child in promoting their overall well-being. Ime Udori's report is here presented.
I'm having fun. I participated in a parade.
For NTA 2 doing this is a great joy overflow in my heart. It's the best thing for me.
Every year presents a new opportunity for children in Nigeria to promote their rights and improve welfare. This year, the theme is Stand Up, Speak Up, Bullying-Free Generation. It emphasizes the potential of Nigerian children and encourages their development and empowerment. For the children, this year's event is more than just a celebration. It is a time to reflect on the promises that will inspire hope, promote their rights, translating dialogues into action that will build a better world for children. Zonal Director of the station, Nick Onyinshi, while congratulating the children, says NTA's vision aligns with the federal government's policy to creating a conducive environment for learning, development of skills, as well as initiate programs that promote unity in diversity.
The education and entertainment content of what we do is actually geared towards child upbringing. It's geared towards child development. It's geared towards imbibing the right attitudes, the right knowledge, the right orientations into them so that they can help society to become better.
Special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Taxation represented, among other guests, speak on the importance of putting the child first.
As we celebrate today, we should always renew our commitment to strengthening the health systems that support the children, which are education, healthcare, protection, and emotional well-being.
And they have 5 basic rights: the right to safety, the right to health, the right to education, right to recreation or playtime.
Children's Day is a day to honor and cherish children, promote their well-being, rights, and education. The day is marked with various activities.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, has led officers and men of the Nigerian Navy to a Thanksgiving service at Our Lady's.
All right, I like each there. All right, we'll now take a break. We'll be right back. President Bola Tinubu has halted the ongoing seal-up exercise of property in default of ground rent payment in the FCT, granting a 14-day grace to settle outstanding obligations and to regularize title documents. FC Director of Land Administration Chijoke Nwankweze announced this while briefing the media in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu has the details.
Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR has intervened.
The FCT Director of Land Administration says with the intervention of President Bola Tinubu, holders of the affected property have been granted 2 weeks to settle the outstanding ground rent, but with a caveat of applicable penalties. This includes paying a penalty of 5 million naira for property owners in the central area in addition to the ground rent owed, while those in Maitama, Asokoro, Wuse 2 and Wuzape districts will pay 3 million naira as penalty alongside their ground rent arrears. Those in Wuse 1, Garki 1 and Garki 2 will pay a penalty charge of 2 million naira each in addition to the outstanding ground rent.
All those who purchased properties from other people but are yet to register their interests by obtaining the mandatory minister's consent and registering their deeds of assignment now have 41 days to do so at the Department of Land Administration of the Federal Capital Territory Administration.
He also restates that a 14-day grace period has been given to all property holders in the FCT to pay their right of occupancy and certificate of occupancy CFO bills or risk revocation of their titles. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And Chika in our Enugu Network Center has the next set of reports. Hello, Chika. Happy Children's Day.
And welcome. And from Enugu Network Center, let's begin where the state government says it remains committed to ensuring quality education, innovation, as well as fostering safe and inclusive learning environment for children to thrive and have a guaranteed future. Governor Peter Mba made this known at the 2025 Children's Day celebration in Enugu. Chika Ugu is our guide.
They are children. They deserve to grow in a safe, nurturing environment with opportunities to dream and become what they want to be. Enugu State government believes that education is the right of every child and is committed to making it a reality. Reason for its investment in smart green schools in all 260 wards in the state, training of teachers, providing students with digital tools and innovations to equip them with necessary resources for a better tomorrow. The governor represented said the theme of this year's celebration, Children, Our Future, Our Responsibility, is a promise to nurture, protect and prepare the children for a promising and technology-driven future.
You are not just the leaders of tomorrow. You are the learners, builders, thinkers, and creators of today. You are not waiting for the future. The future is waiting for you. As you step forward, keep this in mind that your government stands behind you. Your teachers stand beside you, and your dreams soar ahead of you.
Meanwhile, NTA Enugu Network Center also hosted children from various schools in the state, engaging in march past and various fun activities to mark the day.
At the NTA, we believe every child deserves a voice. Every child deserves opportunity. And every child deserves a safe space to dream and to grow.
The annual event is celebrated to honor the joy and rights of childhood. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mba has inaugurated the reconstituted Human Capital Development Council in line with his administrative transformational agenda of poverty eradication. Chika Ugu is still standing by.
According to the governor, the true wealth of any nation is not measured by the value of its natural resources, but the quality of human resources. For this reason, he said, the state dedicated over 50% of its expenditure in the last 2 budgets to social services. In alignment with the National Human Capital Development Program, the state government reduced maternal infant mortality rate and is also digitizing tuition programs in the education sector.
In Enugu State, our basic education years is 12 years. As against the 9 years recommended by UNESCO, is a testament to our commitment to human capital development.
The Deputy Governor, who is also the chairman of the council, assured that they would work assiduously to bring the state government's vision of running an all-inclusive governance aimed at providing the people's needs in such areas as quality education, healthcare delivery, and employment.
We invest in farm estates. The whole idea is to keep our people employed, take advantage of our huge arable land and rainfall to maximize our potential so that we can feed our processing facilities, which are beginning to build our agricultural facilities.
With the state government's huge investment in education, health, and human skill enhancements, the council is expected to closely monitor and observe the growth performance of the sectors. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
That's all from here, and now over to Abuja for the continuation of the news. Ogochukwuka, how is Abuja today?
Abuja is bubbling, a lot of activities to celebrate the day. When you turn left, you see a children's celebration. You turn right, front and back, everywhere is bubbling. You saw in the first part of the bulletin where the First Lady hosted the children and they were giving awards. It's been good all the way. Thank you, Chika, for your contribution. And now, President Bola Tinubu extends heartfelt congratulations to Alhaja Raliat Abdulrazak, the first female councillor in Kwara State and the mother of the governor of Kwara State, on her 95th birthday anniversary. President Tinubu celebrates Alhaja Abdulrazak as a trailblazer who laid the groundwork for women in politics through her pioneering role and passionate advocacy for community development. He commends the non-Nigerians' efforts in inspiring generations of women leaders who continue to champion the rights of women, children, and the less privileged. The Special Assistant to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, in a statement says the President commends her humility, philanthropic drive, and dedication as a mother, a woman of faith, and a community leader, noting how her values have guided her children, grandchildren, and mentees towards success in their various careers. President Tinubu joins the family of Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak in praying for Allah's continued blessings, good health, and long life for Mama as she marks this remarkable milestone. Now, following the construction of a new passport office in Ogbomoso by the community, the indigenes are calling on the Nigerian Immigration Service not to delay the process that will herald the commencement of operations at the passport office located along Ogbomoso-Ilorin Expressway. The facility, when put to use, will break the barriers of passport issuance and tracking for travelers, as well as boosting business activities in the area. Abiodun Babalola reports.
The Ogbomoso Passport Office was approved by the Nigerian Immigration Service in 2022 with a condition that the facility be built by the host community. And now, The building is ready with some basic amenities put in place.
We have informed the Nigerian Service of the completion of building. We have no cabinet is fully aware that they have been completed, so our cabinet is making effort to liaise with the immigration office to quickly bring other materials to make the place functioning.
If it is not put into use quickly, depreciation may set in. The structure may begin to harbor even some people that were not expected to come to that place because it's empty. It is when it is put into operation through the support and the provision of equipment by the Ministry of Interior and personnel to man it that we can be sure that we have gotten a passport office.
They expressed conviction that the passport office will attract travelers within and outside Ogbomoso to come for their official travel documents and subsequently bring development to the area. Abiodun Babalola, NTA News.
And also, let's get a feel of what's happening today in Maiduguri and its environs as we link up with Abubakar. Hello, Abubakar.
It's nice to see you, actually, Ogochukuka. The 2-week Train the Trainers workshop organized by the Nigeria Arabic Language Village Gala in collaboration with the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, have come to a close with a series of key points adopted towards achieving said goals. Fatima Isa has more on the story.
The Nigeria Arabic Village in Gala and the Northeast Development Commission have earlier signed a memorandum of understanding where the Arabic Village is to train 600 Arabic teachers of Sangaya and Islamic schools across 6 states of the Northeast region, with 100 participants expected to be from the 3 senatorial districts of Borno. Director and Chief Executive Officer, Nigeria Arabic Language Village in Gala, Professor Ibrahim Muhammad, expressed appreciation to the Northeast Development Commission for sponsoring the training of 600 participants from the 6 states of the Northeast and lauded efforts of Borno State government under the leadership of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum for keeping the Arabic village intact. He also explained that during the 2 weeks training session, participants were subjected to vigorous academic exercise and entrepreneurship skills, which is believed to go a long way in supporting their livelihoods.
And we are pursuing also the agenda of the renewed hope. That agenda, top of the list is the Almajiris, out-of-school children, Alaramas and Sangaya.
Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Northeast Development Commission, Dr. Muhammad Goni Al-Kali, has said the Memorandum of Understanding signed between NEDC and the village shall be extended to other states within the Northeast region. He also announced provision of capital to the participants to help them in starting the businesses following the skills they have acquired during the 2 weeks training. Representative of the Shehu of Borno and that of other traditional leaders all threw their weight behind the recommendations presented and commended Nigeria Arabic Language Village and the Northeast Development Commission for making the training a huge success. Certificates and starter packs were presented to all participants. In Maiduguri, Fatima Isa, NTA News.
Al-Amin Foundation for Peace and Development has hosted a dialogue program focused on interfaith peace, community harmony, and the use of dialogue as a tool for conflict mitigation and lasting peace. Here is Pauline Kujevana with the rest of the story.
The event brought together religious leaders and stakeholders who engage in constructive dialogue, sharing ideas on how to foster peaceful coexistence and maintain peace within their respective communities. Participants stressed the importance of justice, mutual respect, and tolerance among people of different faiths, praising the foundation for its proactive effort in strengthening interfaith relations, describing the initiative as long overdue. Executive Director of the Al-Amin Foundation, Hamsatu Al-Amin, emphasized the significance of peace building, noting that the foundation's vision is inspired by the belief that Allah created humankind to live together in harmony.
We will continue praying and work together to find out the cause of our problems with a view to finding out lasting solutions.
Some interfaith groups identified lack of discipline among children as a root cause of many societal crises, stressing the importance of instilling positive values in children from an early age, as these values shape their future and influence the society at large. Other contributors reiterated that Islam is a religion of peace and called for continued promotion of unity through simple acts such as greetings, truthfulness, charity, and goodwill, and also urged for sustained interfaith partnership in the ongoing pursuit of lasting peace in Borno State. In Maiduguri, Pauline Kujevana, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on the Nigerian Television Authority. Ogochukwuka in Abuja will be back with more reports for us, but that will be right after this break.
And now, to address challenges of perennial flooding, the Benue State government has commenced construction of wide drainages within the state capital, as well as tackling gully erosion sites across the state. Moses Ajao Ode gives an update on the level of work carried out so far in Makurdi.
Like many other towns in Benue State, has over the years continued to suffer flooding on a yearly basis due to several factors, thereby affecting livelihood of residents and creating humanitarian concerns. It is to address this perennial challenge that the present administration and other development partners have continued to adopt measures in mitigating the impact of flooding. Residents of some southern part of Makurdi, who are mostly affected, could not hold back their joy as they applaud the government for the construction of the EDA major drainage, which they believe will bring a permanent solution to the perennial consequences of flooding.
Before, any little rain that fall will enter our room, but now, even rain that fell the other day in the night, I was afraid that maybe water will enter my room, but not.
It's very impressive because you will reduce the hardship of flooding all over the time when it rains.
Gully erosion at Achusa, we are working on it. Including Deeper Life. We are on it also, and we are working together to ensure that issues of flooding is taken care of.
According to the Commissioner, out of the 28 gully erosion sites identified across the 23 local government areas of the state, preliminary works are underway for construction works to address the challenge. In Makurdi, Moses Ajao Ode, NTA News.
And to shed light on government's efforts to mitigate flooding in Benue State, we have Tena Uma at the Inyimam layout in Makurdi. So, Tena, explain more on the efforts of the state government in tackling erosion across the state.
We just listened to the report that was just carried out by Moses Ajao that the government had already identified 28 gullible erosion sites meant for rehabilitation and construction of drainages. But as we speak right now, already 17 of the gullible erosion sites, work has already commenced on them, and these gullible erosion sites are circulated around the 23 local government areas of the state. Aside that, government has also earmarked two local government areas in each of the 3 senatorial districts that make up Benue State. These are the areas that the government has identified as flood-prone areas, and government says they have already concluded feasibility studies in these local government areas, and work is supposed to commence earnest in the local government areas. And from the information I gathered from the Ministry of Water Resources and Climate Change, they said the first phase of these projects to be carried out in the 3 senatorial districts will be completed before the last quarter of 2025. Also, the Benue State government has also gotten assistance from some of its partners and donors. For instance, we have the ACRISAL. It's a World Bank project supervised by the Federal Ministry of Environment and also supervised by the Ministry of Water Resources and Climate Change in Makurdi here. They have also embarked on construction of drainages across major streets in Makurdi metropolis, and also some selected local government areas in the 3 central districts that make up Benue State. Just beside me, this is one of the big drainages that is being constructed by the ACRISAL, the World Bank assisted project that have come to Benue State, and they'll be spending 6 years to carry out developmental projects as it regards environmental degradation in our state here. Now, this drainage leads all the way from the Inyiman layout, passes through high level, gets down as far as the Wurukum axis, and it terminates at the River Benue. The essence is to ensure that most of these areas that hitherto were already affected by floods by the time this drainage is completed, they will not have any issues of flood. Just like what you heard from the last report, the lady was saying that unlike before, when they had little rainfall, their environment were submerged, the houses were submerged in water. But even with the construction, ongoing construction of the drainage channel within her neighborhood, she discovered that the waters are no more entering into her compound again. So for now, the people are happy, they are optimistic, and they are believing God that everything by the state government will be carried out appropriately, and the issue of flooding in Benue State will be a thing of the past.
All right, thank you, Tena. We are particularly glad that the efforts are yielding positive results. Thank you so much for your contribution. And now, a report just coming in says President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Lagos ahead of tomorrow. That's Wednesday's 50th anniversary commemoration of the ECOWAS Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The presidential airplane landed at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, at about 4:15 this Tuesday afternoon. He was received on arrival by a delegation led by the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. There was also a military honor for the president. President Tinubu will join other regional leaders and dignitaries to celebrate the 50-year existence of the regional bloc. In a statement, the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, stated that President Tinubu, chairman of ECOWAS, will highlight the economic bloc's milestone at Eko hotels and suites. While in Lagos, President Tinubu will on Saturday, May 31st, inaugurate some projects of his administration. Among them are Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, Lekki Deep Seaport, Tax Credit Concrete Road, the flag-off of Section 2 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, and the 7th Azia Road. President Tinubu will observe the Eid el-Kabir prayers at the State House Dodan Barracks before returning to Abuja. And now, despite the fact that ECOWAS has its headquarters in Abuja, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, has announced that the choice of Lagos for the 50th ECOWAS anniversary celebration is also the fact that the treaty establishing the organization was signed there in 1975. The minister stated this while briefing the media in Abuja on the series of activities lined up to mark the epoch-making event. He highlighted several achievements made by ECOWAS, adding that more projects are on course, particularly on achieving full economic integration of the community.
If you compare us, in fact, to other regional economic communities, you will see that there's a lot of progress that has been made and more to come. How do we achieve more? Building infrastructure, investing in infrastructure, and that is why today the emphasis is on these trade and transport corridors. You see, it does not mean that we are not hopeful that those countries will come back to the ECOWAS fold.
Yes, the minister says Nigeria's former military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, who is the only surviving founding father of ECOWAS, is expected to grace the occasion alongside other heads of governments of other member states. And on that note, we conclude Nationwide today. We thank you so much for having the time to join us.